Oh my goodness, yarns. This is my first video of 2023. I'm feeling the pressure, guys. Is my hair okay? It's just gonna have to be. Hello you guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and having yourselves an amazing day, an amazing start to the new year. This is my first video of 2023 and I feel like we're starting with a bang. Today I'm going to be sitting down and doing my January budget. My last video was my 2023 reset video, which I'll have up here on the screen or in the description box down below in case you guys missed it, but I did all of the goal setting, goal planning, vision board making in that video. Today this is more of a financial reset, setting up my financial goals. I have a whole new budget template to fill out, so lots to cover in this video. I'm so excited. I just love this, honestly. Fresh new year, new me. I can't wait to get into it. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ella. I'm 26 and I live in Adelaide, South Australia. Wow, could not sound more Australian if I tried. I just recently decided to go part-time with my social media, so I'm starting to delve into having a variable income and being partially self-employed, and I'm also about to start a new part-time job this month as well, as a travel agent. So I do a lot of lifestyle content, lots of vlogs, as well as budgeting and personal finance videos too. So if you like that kind of content, definitely subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out and I really appreciate it. Also, if you're new here, just to give you a bit of background information, we are currently renting at the moment. We just moved into this house back in October, and before that we were living with my parents for 6 months. The reason we were living with my parents was because we are also building our first home as well, which does mean we are paying for rent, and expensive rent at that, and then we're also paying it for a mortgage as well, along with all of the utilities and expenses that come with being homeowners. Even though we're not technically in that house, that's just something that comes along with building. We're paying for water charges, electricity, all of that, as well as paying those utilities for this rental as well. So needless to say, our budget has definitely taken a bit of a hit the last 6 months, and will probably continue to for the first half of 2023. But that's life. That's just the season of life that we're in right now. And I think this is one of the main reasons I love doing these reset or budget with me videos every month, is just to see that progress and see just how much our finances change, our budget changes. Like, it's always evolving. Like, no 2 months are the same, and this month is definitely going to be very different because I do have a whole new budget template to fill out and basically start from scratch. So I'm really excited to get into it. But before I do, I just wanted to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is WeMoney. I am so excited to be working with them again in today's video and for the rest of 2023. I've talked about them a bunch on my channel before. I just love what they're about. I feel like they truly align with me and what I'm trying to achieve with my platform, which is living your best financial life. Just living your best life in general, but I feel like a lot of stress and anxiety and your quality of life, like, it all comes from your finances and feeling on top of it and in control of them. So if you guys haven't heard of WeMoney before, they're a financial wellness platform which is designed to help you manage your finances and help pay down debt faster. It gives you the ability to look at all of your different accounts and connect them in one spot, so you can get a really good comprehensive overview of your financial position. You can track your net worth, which is like one of my favorite features. That's something I never really looked at until this past year. If you're new to budgeting or you're just looking for an easier, more automatic way to track your expenses, they do also have a expenses tracker. You can track your income. Also, since it's a new year, I've also set new goals, so I've gone ahead and set those goals up in my WeMoney app as well, so I can track those too. Just so many cool features. Definitely recommend checking them out. I'll have my sign up link down below. If you sign up using my link, you get $5, I get $5, and they also plant a tree, which is super cool. Again, a big thank you to WeMoney for sponsoring this part of the video. I'm really so glad that I discovered them in 2022, and I'm really excited to continue using them throughout this year as well, especially in conjunction with my new budget template. It's great, but it is also a Google Sheet, which is not very mobile friendly. So I'm excited to have the WeMoney app for when I'm on the go, just to get like a good overview. Also, I'm manually updating the budget template, so to see everything kind of automatically tracked for me is good to then input the correct figures when I'm updating those. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the budget, shall we? What we're all really here for. As always, we'll start by reflecting on how I went for the previous month, so the month of December. I'm just gonna come out and say it was a very spendy month. I definitely underestimated just how much we would spend over that period. Also, Nick having annual leave and actually taking time off, so we had more time to do different activities, more opportunity to spend money because we weren't working. And then also when I originally set this budget, I didn't have a new job lined up, and I think naturally I was just trying to be a little bit more conservative. When I found out I got a new job, I think we just subconsciously were like, oh, we don't have to worry about money because I have income coming in next month, which is like probably not great, but we weren't like crazy. Like we definitely didn't spend more than we made. Paycheck wise, everything was pretty much as normal. I did make a little bit more on YouTube and with my surveys or sign up links as well, which was really good. That definitely helped counteract the excessive spending in December. Normally any extra money that I wasn't expecting, I would just go straight into our savings, but instead this month we just spent it. So that's why the budget isn't that bad, and we were still able to reach our savings goals because we made a little bit more. This third paycheck, we did receive that full amount. That was actually my last paycheck from when I lost my job. I just kept it in our account to use to cover expenses in December. I kept it in a separate account and then just paid myself out essentially as we needed the money, because I knew if I didn't separate it, I would just spend it frivolously. So being aware and actually paying myself out whenever it was meant to be my payday from my last job was actually a really good system. Would recommend if you're ever in a position where you lose your job. So that left us with $661.21, and I've just left that in our emergency fund because we didn't touch it this month. So that was good. December, our main focus for saving was our emergency fund and contributing any extra money towards that, and we were just over $100 shy of reaching the amount that we wanted to, which is fine with me. Mortgage, rent, utilities, all of that was normal. Subscriptions was a little bit over because we've altered one of those. That'll actually increase a little bit further as well because we have a couple more subscriptions that we've added to, but that's fine. Phone, I budgeted $200 for, and we only spent our usual amount of $135. When I budgeted last month, we were anticipating on getting a new phone, which we didn't end up doing. That'll be probably something for next month. I can go ahead and remove this because that's just like not relevant. I have a whole separate business account now, separate from our personal finances, so I won't include those business expenses going forward. Petrol, we went a little bit over. Metro card, I only spent $20. Rideshare, a little bit over, but that's fine. The surcharge for New Year's Eve was not pretty, so like whatever. Groceries we were under, which is amazing. I love it when we're under for groceries just because like the cost of living, the one major thing that we've noticed is the cost of groceries. So it's almost like a game. How little can we spend at Aldi every week? And I'm not gonna lie, we won this month. We only spent $408.56. And that was a lot of grocery trips. We went to Woolworths a lot. Coles, Aldi, Woolworths, yeah. Lots of little trips here and there. Getting ingredients for cocktails. We had a lot of cocktail days. Takeaway, we went over. It is what it is. We were kind of lazy when it came to cooking this month. Eating out as well. Social went over. Coffee we went over. Not by like a huge amount, honestly. Looking at this, I actually don't think we spent an excessive amount of money. I just think my frame of mind and just the position that we were in at the beginning of December versus the end of December were just very, very different. A lot can change in a month, and this is a prime example. That was that. Books, I only spent $10 on books because I only read one book. Alcohol, $450. I'm sorry, that's like insane. But granted, the rest of the year we don't really spend a lot of money on alcohol, maybe like $50 here and there, but for the most part we don't really spend a whole lot. Looking back in December, we actually had 3 cocktail days, and cocktail ingredients were expensive, so that's probably where most of that money was spent. Also got a couple of Christmas gifts. I don't know if I put those under alcohol or if no, I think I put those separate. So yeah, that was just on like cocktail ingredients, New Year's Eve, Christmas, lots of social events. Christmas, we went over budget by like $500. We were gonna have a more budget friendly Christmas, and then I got my new job, and then Nick was like, let's treat ourselves. So we did. House things, we only spent $153. Gym was normal. Health insurance, car insurance, all of that was as per usual. So all in all, it was okay. I feel like I say that every time. I'm like, it looks bad, but it's not that bad. I mean, it was bad. Like, should we have spent that much money on alcohol, $450 in the month of December? Probably not. There are 2 of us, and I think I have to remind myself that. Even though we've been doing this and sharing finances for almost 2 years now, I still cannot wrap my head around the expenses of 2 people. I'll take the income. I'll take the double income. The combined income, I'll take that. But the expenses of 2 people, oh, I just can't compute. My brain just can't handle the idea of spending that much money on alcohol. But between two of us, over Christmas, New Year's, 450, is it that bad? Probably. 3 cocktail days. Do we need to do 3 cocktail days? Probably not, but it was worth it. We had an amazing time, and it's not like we have a cocktail day every single day of the, it's only in December that we do anything like this. So yes, that is the budget for December. Let's get into the budget for January, shall we? Here we are, guys. Here she is, our new budget. I'm so excited. I will have a link to this exact budget template down below for anyone that is interested. It's just a template that I found on Etsy that I'm really enjoying so far. I mean, granted, this is only the first month, but the setup was super easy. There's so many cool overviews, like our annual dashboard. I mean, it'll look cooler when it's actually filled out. We can see our income for the months, bills for the month, like our totals, all subscriptions and memberships, like exactly how much we paid towards those things. And then obviously as the months go by, there'll be like little graphs, and I'm just a very visual person, so this is really nice to see, very satisfying. I've already gone ahead and set it up in terms of the different categories, but I haven't actually filled anything out. Sinking funds as well, there's also a section for this too, which I love. So we've got our emergency fund. Our goal is 15,000. For some reason it's not updating here, like our progress and how much is left. I don't know if I did something wrong. I might have to look at that, but you can see here, over here on the right, we've got our sinking fund distribution, our sinking fund overview, just like really cool. So we have our emergency fund. Our goal for 2023 is to get that to 15,000. Ideally, I would like it even more, but starting off with 15,000, and that's sitting at just under 11,000. We have our new house sinking fund, which is already at our goal amount of 20,000. That's for when our house is finally done being built. One of my other goals for 2023 is to do some kind of overseas trip, if we can. I don't know where or what, but our goal amount at the moment is 7,000 until we have like a clearer picture or a clearer idea of what that's gonna look like. Rainy day fund, this one's different to emergency fund, at least in my case. This is an amount that I would like to keep almost like as a buffer. Now that I'm going part-time with my social media, part of my income will be variable and no 2 months are the same. And so just for like peace of mind and just in terms of budgeting, I think it's good to have a bit of a buffer set aside for those months that are a little bit slower and I need to dip into, and then I can replenish when I have a better month. So yeah, just trying to stay on top of that. I think that will just ease anxiety and just kind of take the pressure off a little bit. I've also set up a Christmas sinking fund. I tried to do this last year and I just wasn't very good about doing it. Once January hits and we're in a new year, like I am not thinking about Christmas. If I think about Christmas, I'll just get too excited about Christmas. It's not good. Like I know I should be more proactive and I'm gonna try and be. I just find it really hard to have the incentive to set aside money for Christmas when it's so far away. I don't know, like it's always gonna happen. It's always gonna be Christmas. Whereas a financial goal like a new car or going on a holiday, that to me, like I need to save for that in order for it to happen. Whereas Christmas is gonna come around no matter what, you know? We're also very lucky to be in the position where when December does roll around, we don't have to dip into our savings to cover for Christmas. Like we just save less. So I don't know, I'm gonna give it a go. We'll try and contribute a little bit towards Christmas and like the Christmas fund throughout the year, but we'll see how we go with that. And then I do have a sinking fund for bills as well, which I would like to see at around $2,000. It's currently at $852.87, but we did just pay our rent for the fortnight, so that's why it's a little bit lower. I'm not sure how this is gonna work in terms of the monthly budget, because I do have separate categories for all of our bills. Normally I'll just put a lump sum in the bills account for the month, and then all of our direct debits will come out of that account. So I don't know how that's gonna look, but we'll leave it there for now. But yeah, I don't know why it's not updating over here. That's kind of annoying because I want to see how much we have left to save for, but that's fine. So those are our sinking funds. Then we have our debt snowball calculator, which is really cool. I feel like this would be really good if you had like credit card debt or a car loan that you're trying to pay off. For us, our only debt that we really have other than our HEX debt is our mortgage. But it's good to see, like kind of cool to see when we might be debt free if we continue on this trajectory. We would like to be debt free and have that mortgage paid off obviously sooner, but it really depends on how much we contribute. This is going to be forever changing. At the moment, we're only paying principal and interest on our land, and then our build loan we're still drawing down from, and we only have to pay interest. And it's a variable loan as well, so that one is like constantly changing and we're constantly drawing down on it as we progress with the build. So this isn't really an accurate representation, but it's it's still really cool to see. And then we have our net worth, which I basically just copied over from the We Money app. One of my financial goals for 2023 is to try and increase our net worth by 50-ish thousand. So we have that there and we can track that progress as well, which is super cool. So that's kind of an overview of the annual budget setup. And then we have the monthly overview, which we can go ahead and input. Hopefully this isn't too overwhelming. I know looking at this, especially compared to every dollar, which I still love and would still recommend, especially if you're new to budgeting, the interface is beautiful. It's just really easy to look at. It's definitely served me well, especially over the last, I don't know how long I've been using it, 1.5 years, 2 years maybe. But now I'm kind of at the point in my life and in my financial journey where I'm just ready to see those nitty gritty numbers. Like I want a more detailed overview, especially across the year. By all means, continue using every dollar, whatever budget template method that you like to use, but this is just what I'll be using, at least for now. So let's actually get into it. Let's put in some numbers here. As always, I'll start with our income for the month. So we have a little income section down here. You can add like your payday, which is really cool, the expected amount and the amount that we'll be budgeting for, and then the actual amount, and then whatever the difference is. Okay, so Nick, his paycheck will actually be changing in the new year. I don't know when it kicks in actually, and he also has been on annual leave, so he'll get leave loading. So I'm gonna say I would rather like under budget than over budget. Let's lowball it. We'll say 2,350. And then this one I would say would be closer to 2,500 just with his new pay increase. Me, let's talk about me for a moment. With my new job, I start the second week of January, I think it is, but I have no idea what the pay cycle looks like or like what weeks or days I'll be paid for. So I really have no idea what my first paycheck or whether I'll get 2 paychecks in January. I really have no idea. The first 3 weeks as well, while I'm still training, I'll also be working full-time rather than part-time. I have a general idea of what my paycheck will look like when I'm working part-time, but I have no idea for the 3-week period what that's going to look like or when I'm going to get paid. I put the 25th of January, but I have no idea if that's when it will actually be. It is, however, a pay increase from my previous job. So I know it will be more than what I was getting paid before. So I'm just going to say like 1,750. It could be more, but I would rather lowball it than overshoot. Social media this month, let's have a look. It was a really good month AdSense wise. A very good month actually, with it like being December and me uploading more. Let's have a look. I also have a couple of brand payments coming through. Again, I'm gonna play it safe. It could be more than this, but I'll say 6,000 for social media income, which is super exciting. It was a good month on social media this past month, I will say. And again, this kind of comes back to that variable income and just making sure that I'm being proactive about setting extra money aside when I do have a better month, because not every month is gonna look like that. Surveys, we'll say $100. Just because I'll have a lot less time. Miscellaneous, this kind of encompasses any extra random bits of income, like if we sell anything on Facebook Marketplace or Nick gets a paycheck from his coaching. I don't think we'll get anything this month, so let's say 0. Supplemented income I added for any of those months that I need to dip into that rainy day kind of fund if I have a slower month with my social media income, but nothing for that month. That's fine, we'll just leave it as is. Monthly rollover is like $200, I think. Yeah, we have $289.99 left over from December. I can go ahead and actually put the exact amount because I know that it will be that amount. So our total combined projected income for the month is just under 13,000, which is great. That's a nice healthy amount to work with. Okay, now the fun part, let's get into our expenses. So bills, rent is always the same. It's depending on the month, because we do pay fortnightly. Sometimes it might be a little bit more if we have 3 payments for that month, but normally it's $2,440 per month. Gas, electricity, water, and council rates, I'll leave for now. I'll come back to that. Internet is $79, I believe. Phone is $135.28. I don't know if I should increase that. I might put that at $200 just in case we do get a new phone this month. Because our bill will be a little bit more. Home insurance is $45. Car insurance is $63.90. Private health insurance just increased, which we love. That is now $177.52. I think it only increased by like, what was it? $2? Yeah, $2. But every dollar counts, as we well know. Gym is always the same, $65. $56, unless there's an extra payment for the month, but that's all normal. Spotify. One of my Christmas presents to Nick was Spotify Premium. So we'll now be paying for a couple's Spotify Premium account, which I don't even know how much that is. I think it's like, is it $16.99? $16.99 sounds right, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna say $16.99 and then we can always update that. Amazon Prime, we'll put at 0 because I think we're going to cancel that. We usually sign up for a couple months between my birthday and Christmas just because we're ordering a lot from Amazon. Apple is $4.99. I think that's all in terms of our subscriptions. Everything else we either pay annually or we borrow someone else's account. I'm going to go back to bills. So previously how I used to do my budget, I would just set aside $600 for utilities and I would just transfer that amount into our bills account every month. I'm still going to go ahead with that method, but with the new budget spreadsheet and with it having an annual setup, I think it'll be really cool to see just how much we're actually spending on those individual categories, like how much gas, electricity, water. The difficult thing is a lot of these bills are quarterly, or we have 2 sets of them because we are building, like we are technically owners of landowners. I don't know. We're not living there, but we still incur those costs as well as for this rental as well. We don't pay for council rates for the rental, but water, electricity, and gas we do as well. So we have 2 sets of bills. I don't know how this is going to look or how this is going to translate across to the rest of the budget, but I thought I would just like break it down, and then when the time comes and one of those bills comes through, we'll have the actual amount here. We'll see. We'll have to play around with it because I really have no idea what this is going to look like. The one bill that I do know that is consistent is our council rates. That is a quarterly bill, but it works out to be around $94 per month. So we can add that one. Do you like my little emojis with all the bills? I really tried hard to make it look fun and like appealing for you guys as well. It's the little things, guys. It's the little things. And then usually I will set aside $600 for utilities. That does also include internet and council rates. But I'm wondering if that's like excessive because our bills account is in quite a big surplus and we've just paid for most of our bills. So I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna give it a whirl and just like put some ballpark figures in there, and I'll put these budgeted amounts into our sinking fund and then we can adjust from there. Okay, gas is like nothing, like $30 a month. I'll say 40 just to play it safe. Electricity, it's summer, so we've been cranking the aircon a little bit. I'll say $120 for the month. Water, I'll say $70. Again, have no idea. We haven't got our first water bill for the rental yet, so I really have no idea. Okay, expenses, I've already gone ahead and pre-filled all the different categories. I can always add to those if I ever need to. Groceries, will say $4.40 for the month. Just stick to our usual amount. Eating out, it is our 5-year anniversary this month, and we haven't quite adjusted to now being married and having like a wedding anniversary. Am I okay? Clearly this coffee is not working. We will be going out for dinner and celebrating our 5-year anniversary. So we'll be spending a pretty penny on that. I'm gonna say $2.50. Petrol will say $200. I think Nick's gonna be going into the office quite a lot and petrol is just so darn expensive. We also have a really old car and I swear it just chews through petrol like no other. Clothing, I don't think I'll be spending any money on clothing, but in case Nick buys something, we'll just say like $50. Home, we'll say like another $50. Coffee, we'll say $1.75. Like that's a decent amount. Health, 0. Takeaway, we'll go, what do we normally spend? Or budget, should I say? $120, we'll say $130. Entertainment. This is a new category that I added because previously my budget was very general in like spending money. I would just chuck everything under that. Anytime that we did an activity, it would just be under like spending money. But again, this year I want more detail. Detail. We're going to the movies tonight actually, Gold Class. So let's say $50 for that. Social, $200. Alcohol, $50. MetroCard, I'll say $25. Rideshare, $50. Books, $30. One of my other goals for 2023 is to read 25 books, and so I'll probably be spending around $30 per month on books. Makeup, I don't think I need anything, so we'll leave that at 0. And then I also have another category for miscellaneous. This is things like parking or just anything that doesn't fall under any of those other categories, and we'll say $50 for those. Cool. So that's $1,750. That seems about right. Okay, debt. Again, we have our mortgage split across 2 different loans. Our land comes out on the 2nd of every month, and that is $1,374.33. And then our other payment comes out on the 12th of every month, I think it is. Yes, 12th. And this one varies. We did just have another rate change, and so it's increased. I'm gonna say $350. We'll go $350. Actually, maybe $370 just to play it safe. And any extra amount we'll just add towards our principal. Cool. I think that's it in terms of our debt, expenses, bills, subscriptions. Oh my gosh. There's so much going on here. It's a little overwhelming. This is where I'll be adding all of our different transactions. So when I actually spend money, I'll just go ahead and input, and then I can add whatever category it is. If it's for a sinking fund or a savings goal, whatever it is, description if I need to. This will be updated when we spend money. This will also be updated. I'm stressed. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. Okay, cool. So that leaves us with, sorry, this is so clunky. I will get used to this eventually. That leaves us with $5,788.71 to save. I don't know why it's not updating here. Is that only when I input the actual amounts? It must be. Left to spend 280, yeah. Okay, well I can see how much money we have left over here. And I guess when we do my budget reflection at the end of this month, all of these graphs will all be filled out and I'll get like a nice detailed overview of everything. It's just because it's the first month. As I mentioned before, not every month is going to be like this. I want to be proactive about setting money aside for future months when it's slower on social media. So I'm going to put $2,000 in like our rainy day fund for future. Oh, what does that mean? Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the graph, it moved. Oh, it's because I put it onto actual. Oh, what an idiot. One moment. Let's try this again, shall we? $2,000 into our budgeted amount. Eventually, later down the track, if I need to, I'll be taking the amount from my rainy day fund, and that will be like my supplemented income to cover any expenses. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, $2,000 for future emergency fund. My goal is to save 15,000, so we'll say 2,000. And then how much do we have left? $1,788.71. We'll put that towards the new car. Amazing. I think that's it. That is an every dollar budget. Well, not actually anymore because we're not using every dollar, but a zero-based budget. Every dollar has been accounted for. And that's my January budget. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. I feel like this was the epitome of a budget with me. Like I feel like you guys were truly there with me, holding my hand throughout this process. Hopefully this video is a bit of encouragement for anyone that is also beginning their budgeting journey. We all start somewhere, and this is a prime example. Hopefully this time next month, we're feeling a little bit more on top of things. Things are a little bit more fluid. Again, big thank you to WeMoney for sponsoring today's video. I'll have the sign up link down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out, lets YouTube know that you enjoy this kind of content. Leave a comment as well if you have any money related videos that you want to see throughout 2023, and also leave a comment letting me know what your financial goals are for 2023. I would love to know. With that being said, I'm gonna end off this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for another video. Bye guys.